Hello all, this is Pranav Viki, the CEO and founder of the Intraday Expert, and today we have with us Mr. Lokesh. Hi Lokesh, thank you so much for joining the call with us.
Hi Pranav.
Great. So Lokesh, could you briefly introduce yourself and tell us what you do?
I'm an advertising professional with about 25 years of experience. It's mostly on the media space, and currently in the last 3 years, it's most on the content production and actually talent management space. And that is what is my primary actually career. And yes, that's what I've been doing from last 27 years.
Wow. So after such a long stint in that industry, what brings you to intraday trading?
Okay, so investment is something which I started in 2007 through mutual funds, that is in SIPs. Okay, it has really given me actually wonderful returns. And then equity actually as something which I was dabbling for quite some time, but I got, as actually did everyone else, we got a lot of time during COVID. And equity is something which I invested, started actually during COVID. Unfortunately, it was at a good price, so there were actually good returns, but it was all investment space only. And while doing that, like actually as like most of us, I also dabbled on actually the trading part, but without understanding actually or without much learning, it was leading to losses from actually the money generated in equity. Okay, so that is when I was actually trying to figure out different ways actually to ensure that I have a better understanding in trading. Then I realized actually over a period of time, it's a wonderful opportunity actually to look at as a career, because currently actually the career which I'm looking at is mostly physically active. Okay, so we shoot, we interact, we actually travel. Okay, so I'm 50 now. So I thought actually with about next 10 years of expertise or experience or learning actually in trading, so by 60 actually I can still look at this as actually a primary still active actually career, which actually doesn't require that much of a physical mobility.
Okay.
And trading actually, as you had rightly said in your first class, we can trade in forex, actually a currency, or we can trade in the Indian market, or we can trade in any other market. Okay, so currently the Indian market is booming, so we are looking at that market. So we can always use our learning in multiple markets. So there is an opportunity always. So thought actually that will be a good career to look at actually, but without learning, it may not actually serve the purpose. It might actually have an issue. So I'm looking at something actually for the next 10 years to understand, learn, while my primary career is still actually the other business, and see if this can become my primary career actually when I'm 16.
Absolutely. I mean, 10 years of experience, that's absolutely possible. I mean, people are nowadays doing it in a time span of like 2 to 3 years. Of course, they do have like other alternative sources of income as well, but then they need something to keep their brains active, right? So this is a very good option while keeping your physical activity to a minimum. So, before joining the program, did you have any kind of experience in trading, or did you try anything?
Mostly, it's been very small, so it's not significant. I even now in my beginning actually time, I'm keeping actually a trading actually capital of almost, we have reached almost around 2 lakhs. Okay, but I didn't have that actually that's actually to put in that kind of capital also in actually my initial days, mainly because it doesn't make any sense that you're earning from one equity and then losing it in equity options. So I wouldn't say I had any experience, but I did actually do some trial and error, but error was more than trial.
Did you have like any specific challenges you were facing, before you started our mentorship?
Yeah. See, the thing is actually we got so much of content floating around actually in the net, about options trading actually and options selling. Okay, so it's very what do you say, really enticing. Okay, it's not more actually practical or it doesn't give you actually the actual picture as to what we need to do in the market and what is the most safest way to do the market. It's always actually like, no, it's options is eating. You just buy it at actually a lower price, sell it at a higher price, and you'll make money. Okay, but that is what is available in the system. So that was becoming a challenge. So everybody made it look actually very easy, because even when you actually do some paper trading, it always look easy. But when there is actual trading going on, actually when you're trying to analyze, there are different ways in actually which you will only lose money. Okay, there is even like actually yesterday when I just took your advice. Okay, after I took your advice and exited, which mentally I would have actually got scared and I would have exited at a lower price. Okay, if I had actually not discussed with you and said, okay, I'm close to the target, and you exit, okay, so your nerves actually and your emotions and psychology, everything is tested. Okay, it's not so easy. So
it is in those smart moments that decision making, comes, and you have to take that call. And those calls are going to determine whether you are going to be profitable or in the loss making, or So
even the entry point actually, because it very simply says, no, you enter actually at a lower point, actually exit at a higher point. But that whole idea of actually a simple entry has made a lot of differences actually post the mentorship. Okay, because I had multiple calls with Ganesh also. Okay, so where he was actually advising that don't try and enter actually early in the morning. Okay, because the volatility is going to be so high that your stop losses might get triggered actually very fast. Okay, so give it some time actually, and then look at it. And then you were actually in one of your comments, you had meant OI is just the open interest is just an indicator. Okay, but the charts also give you an idea. Okay, whether they are actually the pivot level or actually the awesome oscillator actually is giving you a green or a red. So there are multiple things actually which you learn to actually look at. Okay. So earlier actually there was one single focus, and you were looking at a single direction and taking a call. Somebody would have told you on the TV actually that take a call at this and exit at that. So you will actually try and take a call. Okay. And always actually call buying was actually a lucrative option, because everybody used to say actually the loss is limited, right? So you always actually felt that was actually okay, my loss is limited, but there's always a loss. So this, as you said, actually there's actually only 33% of winning. Okay, so there was actually always that loss. You always go with the mindset actually I'm going to only lose this much, and you're losing that much.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, right. So all these actually were the challenges which got addressed post mentorship, and it's still getting addressed. Okay, or every week as you keep working.
Okay, awesome. So coming to the program experience, right? So what made you decide to join our mentorship program, mainly Intraday?
Two actually decisive factors. One, the longevity of the program, and two, that there was actually an active participation actually in handholding actually during the program, where you get to interact, engage, understand. Because see, thing is actually when theoretically I know exactly what to do. Okay, but practically actually executing it at that point is the challenge. Okay, so that actually happens actually that I'm sure actually we learn by experience, but that experience actually, if it is managed actually with a certain amount of handholding, okay, makes a lot of difference. For example, actually you get so confident actually in between, because initially actually you have given me a very easy trade where we were actually trading at very low values, and you're just actually trading in equity. So all my actually console was green. Okay, so where I did that very big mistake of increasing the numbers actually and trying to actually trade on a share which was very volatile, okay, which actually gave me a huge setback, okay. And then he said, actually, don't deviate from the discussions and the principles which we have put in place, okay. So, and then after having that learning also recently, actually, I missed the stop loss, okay, where I trailed the stop loss instead of actually trading the profit, okay, and that was a huge actually experience. Exactly at the point where I had actually placed the stop loss, it just touched it and actually then came back and achieved the target. So, if I had actually kept that first stop loss of mine actually and not moved it from there,
You will have lost much.
I wouldn't have lost anything, because even after trailing the stop loss, I course corrected actually and changed my strategy. I reduced the stop loss, but if I had kept it at actually the stop loss, then I would have still been in green that day. So there is still enough time and actually money to reverse it. Which you already said actually that there is. That's why we have a full day actually, and there's a lot of time there. Once the stop loss is actually, you still, if you're not completed your 4 trades, you still have that time and energy actually to. And I would have not hit my actually 1% target also in terms of losses also. So I would have still had that time.
Correct. So definitely, yes, you need to keep in mind about the risk management as well as the probability, and then take your calls.
Yes.
Yeah. So when it comes to expectations versus reality, so how did your experience with the program compared to the actual expectations?
No, it was as per expectations. So it actually exceeded expectations, because I'm still getting a lot of inputs from the other participants in the group also, which is helping us a lot.
Since you brought up about the other participants in the community, so how has the community actually helped you, or has it been valuable?
Yes, mainly actually because the learnings actually of each of their trades, okay, and their sustained effort actually in say earlier actually I used to think, okay, in options trading actually you can make money actually fast, but then I realized actually it is in direct actually proportion to the capital, just like any other business. Okay, so you increase your capital actually, and you are making a decent percentage actually, 1%, 2% actually in the 3 days in a week, which translates to actually almost 6% in actually a month, is a decent business returns. Okay, and I've seen actually the peers, okay, who have achieved that numbers of 1 lakh or actually 60,000 or 2 lakhs to across. It is over a period of 1 year. It's not actually overnight, right? Okay, so you need to. I understood that you need to learn actually the process, and then apply it actually when the capital is smaller. And once you have actually achieved the discipline, then you sustain it actually when your capex increases, and therefore your returns will increase actually in proportion to the money. And that is what actually the peers have been doing, and that is what they have been achieving.
Right.
Okay, so their inputs in terms of how they take the loss actually, and their learnings from the loss, and that is how actually I have also started sharing actually what is the mistake I did that day actually, or what is that I did correct actually in that day, so that it acts as a reminder to me also and to the other participants in the group also.
So that has been a game changer for us, more than learning something in theory. Having a community where people are already doing it and learning from that is the best way to learn and kind of engage and collaborate. So that's been a great thing. So, and thank you so much for your contributions as well. So when it comes to the program content, which part of the program did you find the most valuable? Not just in terms of content, but the entire experience, and why?
I've been going back to one specific actually content which you have recorded while engaging with I think so Dr. What's her name exactly?
Dr.
Kavita. Yeah. Okay. More than any actually lectures, I found that more actually informative. Mainly because it is coming from a student who has actually learned and what actually is our learning, and then when you actually give the inputs based on that learning, that helped me actually go back to the basics. That is one video which I keep running almost every other day really to brush up, okay, the basics of what is options, what is actually alpha, beta, theta, and how do we actually manage our IV, okay, how do we calculate that, and actually what is the process we put in place. Because this basics, I feel, is something which I need to go back to again and again. We might actually forget, okay. And then I go back to your actually technical analysis, actually one, on the psychological part. These three places is where actually I keep revisiting again and again, okay, because the rest of it, okay, unless and until actually the whole what do you say process actually, or I start trading in forex and anything else, okay, the technical part is not going to change. And I didn't go too much, and in your actually experience, you're not gone too much into the chart part actually. You have tried to help us actually learn the basics, okay, how do we actually read the chart, or read the daily, weekly, actually 5 minutes, 3 minutes, and actually your monthly. So I usually go in start from actually daily, okay, see where it is actually now, okay, try and take some amount of actual market inputs. Then I go to actually the 15 minutes chart, okay, and then I go to my 5 minutes, and then I actually open that multi window where I keep 3 minutes, 2 minutes, and actually 5 minutes. So it gives a very clear idea on where is the pivot and where is the awesome. Simple, and actually I try to keep it. I don't try to actually read your head and shoulders pattern XYZ actually currently, okay, because that is not what is required for the current strategies which you are actually using. So I'm not trying to overthink or actually put too many actually thoughts in reading those actually information. So that way, what I try to say is actually your content which is very informative in terms of actually analysis, psychology, and this practical one-to-one interaction with the fellow participant actually is helping you.
Right. So, do you also get a chance to use the Q&A call recordings that we have posted? Do you use that by any chance?
I have not used that much actually, but I have tried to ensure that all your Q&As actually I join. Okay. Listen to it live actually, because it helps me actually a lot. If you see, recently actually almost all the Q&As I will try and actually ensure that I'm there.
Would you recommend for other members to join the Q&A call?
Absolutely. Okay, right. Because it actually, even if you don't have a question, okay, you learn from others' questions. And right. Q&As actually I've seen is not only about questions, it's also a place where the people are sharing their experiences also.
So, can you describe like the support you received during the program and how did it impact your progress?
The support has been actually substantial. Okay, it is. It's not been actually pushy. It's been actually available on request, actually, and as and when it is required at any point of time. Okay, between you and actually Ganesh, I have been able to get actually access to either one of you all as and when it is required actually immediately. My timings also a little odd. I message early in the mornings and actually stuff. So the access has been actually very easy and to the point. That way actually it has helped clear my actually confusions or doubts very fast. Okay, and it has also helped. It's helped me actually in ensuring that I don't lose interest in the whole process. Okay, right. Usually what happens, a couple of wrong trades, I would have surely lost interest. And that too, that one big long wrong trade, which set me back. It's not substantial amount, but it still hit me because I was trading small, right? So the numbers were less, but the loss was the largest. More than the profit.
It's always more larger psychologically than in real numbers.
Exactly. Okay, it was more a psychological setback. Okay, and that's when your input helped a lot, and it was timely and fast. And then it made it look very simple and clear. That you follow the process, things will be in place. And immediately this week, same thing happened. So I didn't resist from going into a trade with Fin Nifty because that is the most volatile I've seen of all the three. Bank Nifty can be volatile, but it's not volatile often. Um, Fin Nifty, Bank Nifty I've seen, if it is volatile, actually it gives you a one-way move in either ways, and it gives you actually large move. Okay, but Fin Nifty actually just spikes and it comes back. So it is very unique. It just goes on top, it's your stop loss, and this reverses back.
Right.
Whereas Bank Nifty, if it gives you a run, it gives you a complete run. It either goes up or gone down. So you're very clear that you can take a direction. But this week, actually, after that discussion with you, I traded both Fin Nifty and Nifty. Fin Nifty, actually, again, there was a stop loss which got triggered, which I course corrected, and then we were in no loss, no gain basis. In Nifty, I ensured that I put all my learnings in place and traded really out of the money, which was which is your actually advice and strategy. Try and trade out of the money, and then you try and see if you can use the waterfall strategy. If you're already achieving the target with the out of the money, then exit out. That's what you had told me yesterday. And as you said, you had also mentioned that while trading also, if you guys have any inputs, you can always message and you can revert back. And that helped a lot. It was while active session I messaged you. So all that which was promised directly in the course was delivered.
Yeah, then our mission is accomplished.
Absolutely.
So in terms of results and outcomes, in what ways do you think you have become more independent in your trading, or do you think now you're independent enough to make decisions on your own?
I think I'm there about 75% of the space. I can still take independent decisions, but I still would need that handholding for another 25%.
Right.
It's more on the active side. When the market is active, you still face a lot of challenges. I'm not actively following through examples like where you said don't stay in the market for a long period of time. For the first time yesterday, I ensured that entry after the exit, I didn't go back to the market. I just went for a walk and then went back to other work. Okay, you always have the inclination again to open the chart and check it out. But I didn't even actually venture close to it. Earlier, I used to do that. Okay, fine. After closing the trade, I should have just kept quiet. Most of the time, again, I go back and check, okay, what's happening? Is there any reversing happening? So
that's a very
nuances.
That is what, because once you are done with the trade, you have to be done with it and close it and finish it off, not go back to it. The moment you go back to it, you get the urge to, kind of again get into the trade, do something about it, and you eventually end up in a loss that day if you do something like that because you have not planned.
Exactly.
Right.
So these are a few things which I am trying to put to practice, and that is where I'm revisiting your classes from the beginning.
Right. So how has your trading strategy kind of changed as a result of the program?
Now I got a very clear understanding of the strategy. Earlier there was no strategy. It was like every day you try to go into the market, watching actually what is happening in the news, and then trying to take calls even by actually various technical analysis. Okay, but now there is very clear understanding that Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday you're trying to actually. Even Mondays I try and analyze actually what's happening in Fin Nifty and Nifty, so you get a direction for that week. Okay, at least some amount of actually direction for the week, and then you have that. I figured out actually you have an outer limit that it's not going to hit this bottom, or it's not going to actually go above that, and that becomes my actually out of the money actually spaces in both directions. So I just note down those and actually keep it, and then the day when the trade starts, then very clearly pivot shows what is the difference actually when these out of the monies were hit 2 days earlier, 3 days earlier. So then based on the OI, I take the direction whether it is going actually up or it's going down. Okay, so now I'm very clear step by step as to what is the process to follow. Okay, vis-a-vis actually just blindly entering into a trade.
Right. So, thank you so much for sharing that. When it comes to, now that you have learned this, you're almost doing it independently. I mean, majority of the things you're doing independently, here and there you ask a few questions and it's totally fine. But then now you got like a sense of things to do on your own. But do you think this can help you actually scale up your capital and actually reach the goal that you were looking for? In terms of, you told me 10 years down the line you wanted to retire, right? So has
Yes.
this contributed to that goal, is my question.
No, you're actually from your. I'm now confident to go into an active trading session with you and toss. Okay, at least there, this put me over there. Okay, so I'm just waiting for an opportunity where I get my a chance to increase my capital, and then start engaging you actually with you on toss, where I trade with you actively. Okay, on the live market, because that is going to be another set of learning at a different level. Okay, because the capex is going to be high. Okay, so my psychological situation also will be really at a different level, if at all the trade which I've taken goes into the minus. Okay, and how to course correct that actually in a calm or actually in a very professional way is something which I would still want to learn using your other course, which is called toss. So I'm ready for that, but it's just that the capex has to be through test. That's the next step I'm looking at. Because when the capex is heavy, very heavy, psychologically I might make more mistakes. And working with you on the live market.
But most chances are that because of the slow progress that we take you through, the chances of that happening is very, 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 very low. Because you won't directly start from 1 lakh to 10 lakhs. You go from 1 to 2 to 3, 3 to 4. So the difference is almost kind of very, very minimal. So the changes also will be kind of minimal. But yeah.
One more big urge actually is that to make good the loss on the same day. Okay, that is one thing I think. So in this last 2-3 trades, I've curbed that instinct. At least in the last trade yesterday, I curbed it completely. Last trade actually last week I curbed it completely. Okay, so you can only do that much that day and just get out. Otherwise, you're just going to keep increasing your loss.
Correct, and that's a very deadly thing to do.
Yeah.
Right. So, would you recommend our program to other traders, outside? And if yes, why?
Absolutely, for the same reasons as to why I was looking at this. I usually recommend anything apart from this trading also. I recommend anything only basis on my experience. Okay, as to what was my objective, what was my experience, and how it has helped me. So I use personal case studies to recommend, and that is what I will do when I recommend actually the course. And I would surely recommend this for a lot of people who have got that trading instinct and ideas, okay, but who have been following up with various YouTube classes or actually the net. Okay, so I will surely recommend that. Because I always feel that actions speak louder than words. Okay, but once I demonstrate my console, okay, it's easier for me to recommend and actually explain to them.
Absolutely. And that's how it should be as well. Okay. So, is there any additional support or topics you wish to see included in the future iterations of the program?
Yeah, I think so. We spoke about this earlier also, because there are some key points. Like if you go back and watch that Dr. Kavita's video itself, okay, there are a few points which you have made actually
Repeat.
About theta, etc. No, not repeated. Actually, you have made some valid points in that. So,
Right.
if you can cut actually shorter videos of that.
Okay.
Only those specific XP points. It will be easy for anybody to go back and refer. Okay, it's how do we actually calculate the IV? Okay, it is simple. Like we all know that, but we still get confused when it comes to actually call options and put options. Okay, how do I actually get my IV? So if those are simple short videos, okay, so I know where to go and refer.
Right, definitely.
And these videos always become actually a future reference point. Okay, at any point of time, I always do go back actually to those videos and refer. For me now, the most convenient space is actually that specific video. But you know, if you just imagine that I have got multiple videos like that with a clear headline, so then I know where to go for which video.
Definitely. So the next version will definitely have that. It's already work in progress. I've already taken that feedback. So thank you so much, Lokesh, for sharing all of this with us. So if you have anything that you would like to share with the audience that will be looking at this video or the members in the present community, you can share your words and thoughts that will help them.
Absolutely. So it's a wonderful journey actually, and it's not easy to make money. So it's really difficult to make money, but it's very easy to lose that money. That is what I realized in trading. And it's also not actually a very, as most of them actually assume, it's not a passive kind of actually making money. So you're actively involved.
It's an active income.
Exactly. So it's an active income. So you can take this up actually as a second career actually, or a career for your retirement time. And it's a career actually where you can carry whichever location you're going to be based from. And that is what I'm looking at actually. Sitting at a location where it's got internet connectivity and still start trading when I'm 60. So it's a wonderful opportunity. But even for youngsters, this is actually a good opportunity actually. And with the strategies which work just once in a week or twice in a week, it becomes an opportunity actually to work as a second income also. Okay, you don't have to be involved full 5 days in a week also. So there are multiple ways in which you can utilize this course depending on actually at which stage of career you are. Okay, and still enjoy it and make money.
Thank you so much, Lokesh. It really means a lot, and looking forward to help you scaling up your capital and as well as getting you to that ultimate freedom that you're looking out for. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.